It was declined and I was ordered to pay a balance of 7,847 Kenya shillings. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the process that I went through from the time I ordered my Bobcat 300 miner to the time I received it here in Kenya. So I ordered my miner on the 24th of September 2021 and it was going for $429 at the time, plus a shipping fee of $35. It was the Bobcat Miner 300, the EU868 model. The first time I tried to access the Bobcat website to do the ordering from my location here in Kenya, it said that that website couldn't open. So I decided to use a VPN that put my location somewhere in Europe while I was ordering the miner. This decision caused me problems over the next few days because I thought that might affect or create an issue when ordering my miner, when they're shipping out my miner. So I decided to contact the Bobcat team and let them know my worries, let them know that I used the VPN to order the product and it's worrying me because I thought maybe they would ship it to the European country that I had used in my VPN. When they replied to me, they said that that wouldn't cause a problem as long as the location that I'm living in is serviced by either DHL or UPS. So that kind of gave me peace of mind. After that communication, there was radio silence between us, and by us I mean Bobcat and myself, but I kept receiving Twitter updates about the different batches that were being shipped out. They were also showing the order numbers that were being shipped out. So I was aware of the order number that I had. I knew that my order number was way ahead, like it was going to take a while before they shipped my batch out. However, I kept looking forward to the time when I would receive that email saying my miner is ready to be shipped out to me. So on 11th February, I received an email from Bobcat saying that COVID had caused some issues. It was saying that COVID had created delays in terms of manufacturing and also had created an obstacle in the ability of the couriers to deliver on time. They followed that up by saying that they had given me a free upgrade from the 1 GB RAM model of the Bobcat Miner 300 to a 2 GB RAM model. Now, I feel like that was a way for them to soften the blow that followed, which was that it was going to take another estimated 8 weeks for me to receive my miner. However, this wasn't a problem for me because from the jump, from the time that I ordered the miner, I knew that they had told me that it would take between 12 and 20 weeks for me to receive my miner, so I wasn't really under pressure. On 27th April, I received an email from Bobcat telling me that UPS had contacted them, letting them know that the house number that I had given was not complete, and they were asking that I send them my shipping address, a full shipping address, and a phone number. Now, this was not at all strange for me because the building that I live in doesn't really have a name. So I sent them an alternative shipping address. In that same email, they added that they had declared a price of $90 for the product, and then they had declared the product as a router. All of which I assume is a way to help the buyer pay a reasonable amount of taxes for this already pricey item. On 30th April, I was contacted by UPS to pay a tax estimate of 6,428 Kenya shillings, an estimate of about $60, but don't quote me on that. And I was told also to send my KRA PIN in order for them to be able to register customs entry as soon as I had paid. Now, there are two things you should know about this stage. The first is that the verification of your shipment happens after you've already paid the tax estimate. The second thing is that that estimate can change after the shipment has been verified. And this matters because 6 days after I had already paid the tax estimate and sent my KRA PIN, UPS emailed me saying that customs had reached a decision that the invoice that had been provided for the Bobcat Miner 300 had been undervalued, and they had uplifted that value from $90 to $400, and therefore that meant I had to pay a balance on top of what I had already paid of the tax estimate. Now, they added in that particular email that if I had an invoice proving that I had paid $90 for this particular item, then they could forward this to the customs office and get back to me with any kind of feedback that they get as well. Now, Bobcat had mentioned in an email that had come in earlier, that was on 27th, I've already spoken about that earlier in the video, but they had said in that email that in case I needed an invoice to correspond the $90 price tag, I should just ask. And that's exactly what I did. Now, on sending it to the customs office, or rather to UPS that sent it to the customs office, it was declined and I was ordered to pay a balance of 7,847 Kenya shillings, which is approximately like $67. in 21 days. Now, I did not have the capacity to handle that kind of expense because it was unplanned. And on May 17th, when Bobcat emailed me telling me that my package was about to expire and that if they didn't hear from me in 72 hours, they would call it back to avoid abandonment, I told them exactly that. I shared my circumstances with them and told them I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for this unplanned expense. 2 days later, on May 19th, Bobcat emailed me saying that my package was overdue and that I should contact UPS, telling them that the tariffs will be paid by the sender, who was Bobcat. Now, this blew my mind because at that point, I didn't know how I was going to manage to pay that expense because I was in a tight spot financially. So I would like to shout Bobcat out for that. Now, at that moment, I thought this was purely out of the kindness of their hearts. But on looking back right now, I think that this happens from time to time and they do have a budget for it. Nevertheless, it doesn't downgrade what they did, and I appreciate the gesture so much. The Bobcat Miner 300 was delivered to me on May 26th, and I had it unboxed and set up. We have a video that is coming out soon, detailing that process of unboxing and setting up, so make sure to subscribe to be notified when that particular video drops. Until next time.